Hello and welcome to the Al Rashid Stadium in Dubai, where you've joined us just in time for the tail end of the Qatari national anthem, and the Iraqi national anthem will follow. It's the home away from home for Iraq, who take on Qatar tonight in the final match of Group 1 for the right to join Australia as the qualifiers for the final phase of qualifying for South Africa 2010. The equation is pretty simple: a draw or win for Iraq and they go through, while only the 3 points will be good enough for Qatar to advance. There's been some controversy over the appointment of the referee this week. Respected Kuwaiti official Saad Al-Fadli was due to take charge of this fixture, but during the week he was ruled out with a knee injury. So much to the fury of the Iraqi fans, in came UAE official Ali Al-Badwawi. He was the man in the middle when Iraq exited last year's Gulf Cup in the group stage after he sent off an Iraqi defender and awarded a dubious penalty to Saudi Arabia. Apologies for the picture breakup coming to you from Dubai. And a wonderful atmosphere around this stadium. Dubai home to around 100,000 expats from Iraq. As we take a look at the team news, and Iraq have been forced to make 2 changes. Saad Atir is suspended while their captain, Yunus Mahmoud, picked up that hamstring injury against China. So in come Mahdi Karim and Salim Ali at the back. The loss of Yunus Mahmoud, we wait to see how much of a toll that will take on the Iraqi team. Of course, Ahmad Mohammed is on fire at the moment. 2 goals in the last 2 weeks, including that stunner against Australia and the equaliser against China last week in Tianjin. The coach is Adnan Hamad. The visitors, they've also been forced to make 2 changes, and they're without their captain due to a hamstring injury as well. Abdullah Koni is out, so in comes Majdi Sadiq in defence, while Said Bashir comes in up front for the suspended Yusuf Ali. Their coach is Jorge Fossati, the Uruguayan. So who will join Australia, Japan, South Korea, North Korea, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Iran and Uzbekistan in the hat for Friday night's draw in Kuala Lumpur? UAE are favoured to win a spot as well. They're playing at the same time, 150 kilometres away. But a fantastic game in store. It's all on the line here. Iraq against Qatar, as we take another look at those teams from the host broadcaster. Former Socceroo Kimon Taliadoros is alongside. What a game we have in prospect.
Well, what a mouth-watering prospect we have before us this evening. One of the 2 remaining games that will determine those teams that do qualify for the next round of the World Cup qualifiers will be decided tonight. And one of these 2 teams will advance at the expense of the other.
There's Ali Al-Badwawi, a referee not on Pim Verbeek's Christmas card list as well. He sent the Socceroos coach to the stands in his final game in charge of South Korea at last year's Asian Cup. Noor Sabri, the ever-present in goal for Iraq. Mohammed Shakur, his opposing number. As we wait for the clock to tick over to start time here in Dubai. So Qatar in their maroon strip get us underway, attacking the goal to the right of screen. And these two teams met in almost identical circumstances on the road to Italia 90, with Iraq needing to beat Qatar on the final match day to advance to the next phase. But Qatar went to Baghdad and came up with a famous 2-2 draw to advance against the odds. Tonight, they need all 3 points. Here's Majdi Sadiq with an early touch. Hawa Mullah Mohammed tracking back and finding his good mate, Mahdi Karim. He'll hug that right touchline all night, Mahdi Karim.
Yes, and I think circumstances this time round are somewhat different to Italia 90. I think Iraq are the side now with genuine momentum and have proven themselves. They've won the Asian Cup and they've won the big games. We're yet to see this Qatari side play under pressure and achieve a result, despite the fact that their 0-0 draw in China midway through this qualifying round was seen as a terrific result. It proved to be against the weakest side in the competition, so they'll be looking to lift their game in this battle between the traditional rivals.
Said Bashir brought it down, the new man up front for Qatar, harmlessly through to Noor Sabri. Mesad Al-Hamad in the number 8 shirt this week, wore the number 10 last week against the Socceroos. But Hussein Yasser is back on the bench. He always gets the number 10 shirt, and we expect to see him later on, the former Manchester City player.
Both these teams, of course, are very familiar with one another, with many of the Iraqis applying their trade in the Q League in Qatar. So many of the leading Iraqi players, in particular Nashad Akram and Yunus Mahmoud, amongst others, the likes of Basim as well, Basim Abbas, all earn their living in Qatar, playing in the Q League with the leading sides.
Marconi Amaral switching it up to Majdi Sadiq. Basim Abbas just flew in there. And Ali Al-Badwawi, who shares a similar hairdo, comes across to have a chat.
I think we've all become quite familiar with Basim Abbas's aggressive and enthusiastic style. And I think he just reminded his Qatari opposite number there that he was in for the game of his life. He's probably very excited to be able to get that challenge in early and establish his physical presence in the game.
Not sure he'll get away with another one like that, though. Adnan Hamad in charge of Iraq for the 5th time. Says it's so important to qualify for the World Cup this time around. Iraq have only been there once before, back in 1986. He said football is the one thing that can unite and inspire their country at the moment. Ibrahim Majid's ball forward to Ahmad Mohammed. Kept it in the field of play well. Here's Salih Sadir. Nashad Akram trying to track that one down, but Fabio Cesar on the end of it. Forward towards Sebastian Soria. Inside Bashir. Jorge Fossati again playing 2 up front, away from home. There's no shortage of support for the visitors. I'll tell you a story about them in a moment. As it breaks for Sadiq. Well won by Wessam Rishk. Immediately looking for Saria, but the ball wasn't on. Here's another chance for the midfielder. Too much on it this time. I mentioned those Qatari supporters. They just had to turn up during the week at the Qatar Olympic Committee and put their name down on a sheet of paper for a spot, all expenses paid, to Dubai on 3 chartered planes. And they found a hotel and some food and all sorts for them. Could you imagine the rush from Socceroos fans if such an incentive existed?
Wonderful initiatives shown by the Qatari Football Association, and clearly wanting to give their players some local support against the Iraqi side, who of course, as you mentioned in the opening, Brenton, have 100-odd thousand expats there, many of whom I think would be right there tonight.
Capacity of 18,000 here at the Al Rashid Stadium. And a wonderful atmosphere being created for this crunch time. Of course, the Socceroos didn't have to worry about that when they took on China in their match day 6 contest. Now you can see what a final day matchup is all about, one that means something. One team, their dream of going to South Africa in 2010 will be over, and for the other, it will live on. Jorge Fossati is in amongst that Qatari bench, obscured by his support staff. Thought Fabio Cesar might take the set piece, but Majdi Sadiq has come across.
One would imagine they're looking for Sebastian Saria, the tall Uruguayan born striker for Qatar.
Here's a chance. Saria, was it across the line? Offside flag is up. Well, what a moment inside 8 minutes here in Dubai. The flick on was the difference. Offside, Bashir.
Well, regardless of that offside decision, 2 extraordinary saves from Noor Sabri. He's an extraordinary keeper at times, an amazing shot stopper, and you may recall last week rather unorthodox as well. But there again, Sebastian Saria, the first of many times I'd imagine that he'll be threatening the Iraqi goal during the course of this match.
Here's Ibrahim Majid. Of course, on match day 2, when these two teams met, it took less than a minute for Qatar to take the lead. Fabio Cesar swinging in across, and Sebastian Saria getting the slightest touch on it, if you believe the striker. So they're known for their quick starts, Qatar. But Iraq are the home team, and their coach, Adnan Hamad, said they'd be going for the win, despite the fact that a draw would be good enough tonight. Nashad Akram wearing the captain's armband tonight in the absence of Yunus Mahmoud. Strength shown by Saria. But Salam Ali won the free kick.
the central midfield matchups with Nashat Akram and Kuzam Munir up against Versam Rusik and Talal Al-Balushi will determine the outcome of this game. If the Qataris can contain Nashat Akram and limit his ability to control the tempo and pace of the game, they'll be in with a very real chance to compete successfully against the Iraqi side.
It's a nice turn initially by Said Bashir. Too many white shirts around him in the end. Pumped forward by Noor Sabri. Bilal Mohammed with the header. And Wessam Rishk picks up an early yellow ticket.
Well, that will have a significant impact on the way in which he approaches this game now, right in the middle of the park. That first caution after only 11 minutes will mean that he'll have to be on his best behaviour for the remainder of this game, particularly if the aggression and the edge remains in this game as we expect it will. This is a World Cup qualifier that matters. And I would expect the intensity to remain high and the tackles to continue to go in.
Shake of the head from Jorge Fasadi. Of course, Wessam Rishk wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Abdullah Koni tonight. And you can't get away with challenges like that right under the referee's nose. Nashat Akram swings it in. Here's a chance. Sakur makes the save, and a terrific save it was, but the offside flag was up anyway.
Well flighted ball in. Was it Ahmed Mohammed once again? Floating in there, just getting the header down low and hard. But another extraordinary point-blank save, Mohamed Sakir. The two goalkeepers have both distinguished themselves in the early stages, despite on both occasions the strikers having moved into offside positions before having the strike on goal.
And Socceroos fans have seen that free kick before. It was Nashat Akram against Mark Schwarzer last year at the Asian Cup, with Salih Sadir going across the front of the keeper. Here's Sadir inside the box. It breaks for Akram. Tough to keep that one down.
We came to enjoy that from Hawa Mala Mohammed, the number 11 from Iraq, to break through in midfield during the Asian Cup in particular. He was a key part of the combination that enabled them to take that championship. That was the first time we've seen him release through the midfield.
Salih Sadir trying to play the 1-2 with Ahmad Mohammed. Here's Kuzai Munir. Salih Sadir again, getting plenty of touches. Good strong tackle in midfield by Al-Balushi, but Hawa Mullah Mohammed nicks in again. Typical run from the number 11. And if he'd slid that pass through, Qatar were in trouble. Saria and Bassem Abbas getting up close and personal.
Bassem Abbas seemed to take that challenge quite personally. It was rather odd given his own inclination to be quite aggressive in the tackle. Nevertheless, once again, just demonstrating the anxiety in the air.
How will Ahmad Mohammed time his run this time? Nashat Akram has the ability to find his strikers. Good header clear from Bilal Mohammed.
The absence of the captain Koni in the middle of the Qatari defence has clearly presented the Iraqis with an opportunity to go quite direct with these free kicks. Koni, usually such a presence in the air, is missed in those circumstances.
Salih Sadir with the corner. Sebastian Saria stooping low to concede another. In fact, it was Al-Balushi. Sadir tries again. Again, it's to the near post, flick on by Ahmad Mohammed. And a soft foul needlessly conceded by the hosts.
I think the Iraqi coach, Adnan Hamad, would be quite satisfied with the first 15 minutes to see the score at 0-0, not to have conceded any goals, and for all his players to have had a touch or two each. It's good to see Hawa Mullah Mohammed imposing himself on the game in the early stages. We've come to expect a lot from him, and clearly he's in the mood today. Nashad Akram as well has had a few nice touches. The others quite quiet at this stage, but I think they'll be reasonably composed and comfortable with the situation.
Adnan Hamad, the AFC Coach of the Year back in 2004, when he took Iraq to the quarterfinals of the Asian Cup and then the semi-finals at the Athens Olympics. It was good work down the left from Ibrahim Majed. It's too much on the final ball. He knows that was an opportunity.
Did very well down the left there, making space for himself to get in a good quality cross.
Bilal Mohammed, who we've seen in recent weeks on the right side of a back four, has stepped into the central role in the absence of Abdullah Koni alongside this man, Marconi Amaral. Here is Bilal Mohammed, who scored the winner against Iraq in the gold medal game at the Asian Games back in 2006. They'd settle for a repeat of that scoreline tonight. A nervy header from Salam Ali, but Noor Sabri sensed the danger and braced for the contact as well. Well won by Salam Ali in front of Bashir. Bassem Abbas caught in possession by Majdi Sadiq. Majdi Sadiq looking for Bashir. Saria waits in the middle. Well, that was a chance gone.
Wasted opportunity from Iraq there. Fantastic tackle to dispossess Basim Abbas, and then delightfully time ball wide to the wide man. But unfortunately the cross went a little bit too long and deep, and perhaps could have taken a couple more touches and looked for Sebastian Saria rather than pitching it so wide. Nevertheless, good move from Iraq. Poor judgment from Basim Abbas in trying to take on men, and he's in the last line.
Majdi Sadiq's corner. Headed clear only as far as Wessam Rishk, who hammered it back in. Iraq defending in numbers. Fabio Cesar went to ground too easily, according to Nashad Akram, but not according to Ali Al-Badwawi. Sure to be a night of passion here in Dubai. Fabio Cesar, looks like he's going to leave it for Majdi Sadiq again. And it won't be too long until the naturalised Brazilian is taking the set pieces. Mahdi Karim on the run. Again, no free kick. Here's Salih Sadir, rolling it to Ahmad Mohammed. Out to Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Good burst of pace from Bilal Mohammed. Akram. Let's see what he was trying to do. Marconi Amaral was too heavy with the touch. Bilal Mohammed hasty with the clearance. The Iraqi attacker was coming back from an offside position, but he was deemed passive. There are those very fortunate Qatari supporters, all expenses paid.
Hopefully they travelled first class, so they're all refreshed, so they can cheer in their most enthusiastic voices.
Only a short trip across from Doha, of course, but you take any class to come and watch a game of such importance. Foul against Said Bashir, swung in by Akram again. That's his worst delivery of the night. Well won by Rishk. Ball to the feet of Said Bashir. Still going Bashir. Finds Saria. Saria is through against Noor Sabri. It's a tight angle. Tried to squeeze it into the roof of the net.
Knew exactly what he was trying to do there. Delightful ball. Sebastian Saria got the first touch out in front of him. Couldn't quite execute there with the outside of the foot into the top of the roof, into the roof of the net.
Ibrahim Majid's long throw. Risky pass to Akram. And a heavy touch from the Iraqi captain, who gives away the free kick following through on Fabio Cesar. Well, the first half of the first half has belonged to Qatar so far. Could easily have the lead, and here's another wonderful opportunity for them.
Actually fortunate not to incur a yellow card for that offence. He was late and his foot was high. But nevertheless, possibly Fabio Cesar's opportunity to take this set piece, unless Sebastian Saria fancies himself from this range, Brenton.
The left footer is over it, but we saw Saria score from a very similar position against Japan at last year's Asian Cup. Thump one through the wall. Surely it won't be Majdi Sadiq again. Noor Sabri waits. Beaten from an indirect free kick last week in China. Majdi Sadiq straight into the wall. Fabio Cesar. Well, I'm not sure how many tries Majdi Sadiq is going to get.
He must have wanted cards last night. He's taken the first three set pieces, which is quite unusual. All three, I would have thought Cesar would have stepped up for those. He's that cultured left foot of his is one of the best pieces of armoury the Iraqi side have.
Not to mention the power-packed right boot of Sebastian Saria as well. I mentioned that free kick last year against Japan. You'd think he'd be one of the top candidates. Majdi Sadiq, who came into the starting 11 tonight. As you say, he's won some sort of prize. Clearance from Marconi Amaral. Salam Ali with the header. The Qatar are just trying to expose the young Iraqi defender. It was he who Saria got in behind moments ago. He's just 19 years of age, Salim Ali, and a big task for him in the absence of Saad Atir and Jassim Golam as well. Here's Al-Balushi. Back to his captain, Rishk. And ball to the feet of Saria. Sebastian Saria. Good foot in by Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Mesad Al-Hamad. Cries for a penalty from the Qatari bench, but good strength shown by Quzar Munir, tracking the run of Majdi Sadiq.
Terrific covering run there from Quzar Munir. Tracked the player all the way back right to his own byline.
Jorge Fasadi said during the week he trusts his players to deliver. He hopes they've learnt from their mistakes against the Socceroos. They certainly do look a different team when they're not playing Australia. Shipped 3 goals in both games against the Socceroos, but are yet to concede against either Iraq or China in this group.
Yes, unfortunately they've conceded 6 goals against Australia, which has put them in this precarious position today. Had they not conceded as many against Australia, of course they would be the ones requiring the draw today. But nevertheless, that's the equation that faces them this evening.
Yeah, just 1 goal the difference. Fabio Cesar was offside. In fact, Ibrahim Majed it was getting forward.
Ibrahim Majid certainly is pushing forward extensively, even to the point where he's taking Fabio Cesar's space. I'm wondering if that's contributing to Fabio Cesar's lack of presence in the game today. It's clearly an important part of the Iraqi midfield machine, but at this stage, missing from this game, and certainly a player that Iraq need to be in good form and functioning well for them to achieve any sort of footballing pedigree.
He's a powerful athlete, Said Bashir. A real presence for Qatar up front. The 2 18s going at it, and Saria winning the free kick. This time it will be Fabio Cesar with the set piece. Plenty of teammates to aim at in the box. Cesar's delivery, Amaral was there. Good header by the much shorter Bassem Abbas. Fabio Cesar to ground too easily.
Not quite sure what Mahdi Karim was attempting there in his own defensive quarter. Trying to chip the ball over Fabio Cesar. Not sure that was the wisest move, and almost punished, as Bassem Abbas was earlier in trying to run the ball out on the last line.
Fabio Cesar, one of the naturalised Brazilians, and Qatar were cleared during the week of any wrongdoing over the fielding of another naturalised Brazilian, Emerson. The last time these two teams met, Emerson played a part in both goals as Qatar took the points with a 2-0 win. And Iraq and China both protested, saying that Qatar should have been docked the 3 points, but FIFA investigated and decided that Qatar weren't guilty of any wrongdoing, although they did say that Emerson could never play for Qatar again because he represented Brazil at under-20 level. The Iraqi fans were suggesting that FIFA rules dictate that it should have been a 3-0 win awarded to Iraq. So plenty of controversy in this group.
Seems rather an extraordinary decision, really, doesn't it? It's one of those FIFA regulations where a player is allowed to play one game, but no more thereafter. It's quite extraordinary.
Here's Fabio Cesar. Still going. Good tracking by Abbas. Fed back in by Mesad Al-Hamed. Plenty of time on the ball afforded to Marconi Amaral, and that's the reason Iraq wanted played out. So some attention can be given to Bassem Abbas, and the longer it stays 0-0, the more we can expect Iraqi players to stay down, but he does look in some distress.
Well, it was certainly a boots and all challenge from 3 players there, and unfortunately, but for Bassem, he's come off worst of all 3. I think he just realised his pain moments after the clash, but he looks to have recovered okay. But certainly at this point in time, after 30 minutes, some credit must go to the Qatar side. They've certainly pushed on and pressured the Iraqi side. Iraq haven't been able to string too many passes together. It's not the Iraq we've seen the last 2 weeks against, certainly against Australia. And credit must go to Jorge Fossari, whose tactics clearly are designed to upset the Iraqi game and pressure them in their own defensive third.
Fossati, who succeeded Zemaluddin Musovic after last year's Asian Cup and already boasts 2 wins over Iraq. They won 3-2 in a friendly late last year, and then, of course, that 2-0 win we spoke of on match day 2 in Doha. Clear handball against Haider Abdulamir. Majdi Sadiq's coming across. Noor Sabri sorting out the wall. Surely it's Fabio Cesar's turn. He lofts it into the back post. Good header from Hawar Mullah Mohammed, and Saria just followed through on him. Bit of afters involving Bassem Abbas as well.
Well floated free kick. And once again, Hawar Mullah Mohammed, who cleared one off the line last week in their first half against China, was there defending manfully for his team and country, putting his body on the line against the towering Sebastian Soria.
Mesad Al-Hamed coming through the Iraqi sandwich and then winning the free kick off Kuzai Munir. The 800 Qatari supporters appreciating that effort from one of the smallest men on the pitch. And the ball in the back of the net for Qatar. Again, the flag is up though. Majdi Sadiq with the delivery. Said Bashir in behind the back four, and he'd got there illegally.
Well offside. Well offside. Good header, but I think even seeing the ball in the back of the net would be a terrific incentive for the Qatari players. I think they feel they're really in this game.
Kuzai Manir, just too much on it for Hawa Mullah Mohammed, who tracked it down and comes again. Majdi Sadiq stayed on his feet but still won the free kick. And his delivery is clearly getting better. It was a good ball to find Said Bashir, even though the striker had strayed offside. Akram, clever little ball through to Salih Sadir. Mahdi Karim back to Salih Sadir, recovering from Bilal Mohammed, and good advantage played as well by the referee, although it came to naught for Qatar. Here's Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Talal Al-Balushi does a terrific job screening the back four. He won that ball back off Akram. And that's clumsy from Saria.
Just the last few minutes we've seen the Iraqi midfield start to click into action. For the first time we've seen 3 or 4, up to half a dozen passes and interplay amongst those central midfielders to create space and opportunity. It's taken almost 37 minutes for that to happen. But that would be a good sign for Akram and for Kazim Munir, both of whom need to start getting their foot on the ball and bringing their strikers, Ahmad Mohammed, and also the wide guys, Karim and Hawa Mullah Mohammed, into the game.
Bassem Abbas's long ball, headed clear by Bilal Mohammed. Saria this time can bring it down and take on Salim Ali. Just too much on it to the back post. Said Bashir managed to keep it in. And then tried one trick too many for Haider Abdulamir.
Once again, Sebastian Saria turned wonderfully well and exploded. His strength and power proved to be a real handful for Australia last week against reasonably accomplished defenders, and once again going past the new guy Salam Ali is demonstrating that he's perhaps the key focus for the Iraqis in this game and the most likely player to create goal scoring opportunities.
The 800 Qatari fans managed to get the loud hailer through customs. And this won't be the first time, sadly, that Noor Sabri goes down.
I think he must be the unluckiest goalkeeper in the world. Getting injured, so injury prone, has extraordinarily bad luck with injury. We've seen almost on a regular basis.
And it's what Pim Verbeek spoke of before they took on Iraq on match day 3 in Brisbane. He was worried about the play acting and players going down. Didn't hurt Australia in this group. We wonder how much time they'll get away with chewing off the clock tonight against Qatar.
I think it's the most recent category in the new statistics that are being collected. the number of times individual players go down. But
here's Salih Sadir. Hawa Mullah Mohammed, first time ball. Here's Sadir. Scrambled clear by Amara. And Masad Al-Hamad thought that he headed it on to Hawa Mullah Mohammed, and the referee agreed. Just wouldn't quite fall for Salih Sadir, and we aren't able to watch the end of the replay, but it'll flick off both heads according to the referee, and another Iraqi player is down. We're going to have some stoppage time at the end of the first half.
Rose beautifully. Got the header down, but it never really dropped for the striker to get a shot on goal. Clearly fell awkwardly, I think, from that challenge. He was falling from a height of 5 foot, I think. So he's probably well and truly winded.
Will the Qatari fans be a joyous bunch on those charter planes back to Doha? Their team must win tonight if they're to stay alive on the road to South Africa 2010. And the magical golf cart has done it again, with Mahdi Karim re-entering the field of play. Side Bashir not allowing Noor Sabri to chew any more time. Goalkeeper's long clearance, looking for Hawa Mullah Mohammed. There's the dominance in terms of shots from the visitors. They've had the ball in the back of the net as well. A goal ruled out for offside from Syed Bashir. Replays seem to suggest that Saria had got the ball across the line earlier as well, but that was also ruled out for offside. Wessam Rishk finding Bashir, nice touch to Saria.
Fantastic covering Basim Abbas, clearly realised the danger there. Sebastian Saria is at his most dangerous when he has the opportunity to turn. Basim Abbas closed him very quickly, knowing that he was going to turn back inside there. Terrific play from Basim, well done.
Plenty of communication in the box. The Iraqis pick up the maroon shirts. Good header clear. The counter is on for Ahmad Mohammed. Masad Al-Hamad picks up the ball, shows it to the referee, but an illegal challenge.
Certainly a necessary one from Masad Al-Hamad, just to slow that Iraqi attack. Very important that he slowed that down, particularly with Nashad Akram breaking through the middle. That was an important foul to commit for his team.
Kuzai Munir with that harmless shot. And we wait to find out how much stoppage time there will be at the end of the first half. Should be at least 2 or 3 minutes. Salih Sadir allowed to turn. Here's Ahmad Mohammed. Can shoot from this kind of range. Talal Al-Balushi got away with one there. And there is 3 minutes. Said Bashir trying to sneak in behind Salim Ali.
Lovely play out of defence there from Iraq.
Nice one too as well. Great build-up from the home team. Cristiano Ronaldo move from Ibrahim Majid.
So that's where Ronaldo learnt it.
He's been a real presence tonight, Said Bashir. Of course, he hit the crossbar against China. Chance to claim all 3 points when they hosted the Chinese in Doha. He's in the middle waiting for this ball from Saria. Cesar just couldn't strike it first time. He was on the full stretch. Maintained possession for Rishk. Haven't they had some chances in the first half, Qatar? Mesad Al-Hamad wins another corner for them. Their third.
Fabio Cesar will be certainly annoyed with himself with that first touch, getting away from him.
Fasadi just seemed to be suggesting just sweep it in first time. He's not sure why Fabio Cesar didn't stretch for that one and try and hit it first time. You don't get many opportunities like that. Cesar delivers the corner, headed well clear by Iraq. The home fans crying out for the halftime whistle. Still 40 seconds of stoppage time to be played. Now the whistles die down as Iraq threaten an attack. Lovely ball from Nashad Akram. Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Ahmad Mohammed was arriving. Akram finds Hawa again. Back to Akram. And he was offside.
Get the sense at this point that Iraq are starting to find their legs, starting to find the passes. I think we've seen in the last 6 or 7 minutes the Iraqi midfield is starting to take hold of this game, but once again Qatar extremely dangerous on the break once Sebastian Saria is involved.
Ali Al-Badwawi waits for the clearance from Mohamed Sakir before sending the players to the sheds. It's hot work here in Dubai. Qatar have had plenty of it going forward. They've had the ball in the back of the net as well, but no goals as yet here in Dubai. At half-time, it's 0-0. Welcome back to the Al Rashid Stadium in Dubai, where it's Iraq 0, Qatar 0 at halftime. Qatar need to win, of course, to join Australia in the next phase of World Cup qualifying. Iraq just need a draw. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Majdi Sadiq has taken his fair share of set pieces, and I think that was across the line from Sebastian Saria, but he was offside after the flick on from Bashir.
Yes, that was the first of the Iraqi free kicks from out wide, and Sebastian Saria just wandered into an offside position, but regardless of which, two extraordinary back-to-back reflex saves.
Nashad Akram is so damaging with these free kicks, and he found Ahmad Mohammed, but he too was offside, but danger signs from the set pieces.
Yeah, the reciprocal of the other one. Exactly the same outcome, offside, header from close range, and another terrific save.
Said Bashir has been lively, a lovely through ball to Saria, who just let the ball run away from him. Might have been better inclined to get the shot away early when the angle was more in his favour.
Yeah, or possibly cut back on his left at that point there. Lacking a little bit of composure today, I think, Saria.
And the set pieces from Majdi Sadiq have certainly been disappointing. We fancied Saria or Fabio Cesar might have been the better option on that occasion. Tamely into the wall from Majdi Sadiq, but he did find Syed Bashir with a wonderful ball here, although Bashir had straight offside again. Wonderful header and plenty of encouraging signs for them as they hunt the go-ahead goal here. They've dominated possession. Time in opposition half in favour of Iraq, though. There have been 5 corners in the game, 6 offsides, 3 apiece, 19 fouls in the game, and 1 yellow card so far to Ibrahim Majed. Of course, we take a look at the attack stats as well. 2-1 in terms of total shots in favour of the visitors, and pretty even in terms of balls into the penalty area. No on-target shots, at least not when the players have been onside. Of course, Australia played China earlier today, and it was a disappointing showing from the young Socceroos. Pim Verbeek sent out Sun Jiang. The ball fell for him from a Ruben Zadkovic header, and what a goal it was that separated the two sides.
Wasn't that a wonderful strike, worthy of winning any game at any level? Watch this carefully. A poor defensive header into the middle of the park. But what a wonderful strike by the left back. Watch, his first touch was good. He waited patiently and then bang with the outside of his foot into the side netting.
Not a highlight Ruben Zadkovic will want to look back at. Not only the header and the lack of closing down, but also jumping out of the way of the shot. They came back. Harry Kuehl was the one player, well, as you'd expect, he was the class player for the Socceroos. He tried to find Jitte there. James Holland, nice delivery as well, and the header just wide from Mile Jedinak.
Yes, and the state of the pitch was disappointing. I don't think it helped Australia in the type of football they were playing, but the Chinese side certainly came out well. Australia were reduced to shooting from long range at times, and really failed to inspire on the night, despite the fact that it was a young side. I think the crowd, which numbered over 70,000, would like to have seen an Australian goal, if not result.
Ruben Zadkovic's unhappy debut continued here. A really clumsy challenge. He'll have to do a lot of work at Derby County if he wants to play right back for Australia again. He's more at home as an attacking midfielder. He gave away the penalty. Zheng Ji converted. They thought they were going to be up 2-0 here, China, but for some reason the referee disallowed the goal for encroachment, even though the Australians seemed to be the main offenders there. Zheng Ji asked to take it again, and he shot wide of Petkovic's goal. So it finished 1-0 to China. They still got the 3 points, but they were no chance heading into that game of advancing from this group. They were on 3 points, so they advanced to 6. They will finish bottom of the group, but it's all to play for in this game, of course. Iraq against Qatar. Iraq just have to draw courtesy of that superior goal difference, -1 as opposed to Qatar's -2, but there's plenty of encouragement for Qatar to suggest they can get the 3 points and join Australia on 10 at the top of this group. Of course, 10 teams will be in the hat in Kuala Lumpur on Friday of this week, and you can see who Australia draws in a 5-team group live on Fox Sports News. That's channel 513. You can look at all the updates as well on the website foxsports.com.au. So much to look forward to. And our football coverage pretty much ends tonight. The season is almost over for us, but don't we have a lot to look forward to in 54 Sleeps time.
Only 54 more sleeps. The Hyundai A-League season opener is a grand final rematch as the champion Jets entertain the Mariners.
A piece of absolute magic. Griffiths, Joel Griffiths, simply brilliant.
Old rivals and new heroes set to clash in season 4. Fox Sports will have live and exclusive coverage of every match of every round.
Oh, brilliant!
The English Premier League season kicks off the following night. We'll bring you all the action from the world's most exciting competition with up to 10 live games of every round, including highlights of every match.
Unbelievable!
He is truly a gift from heaven.
The Red Devils' title defence gets underway against Newcastle United as Dukes and King Kev come to town.
I love it!
The Socceroos' journey to South Africa and their dreams of World Cup glory enters the final phase as they take on the Giants of Asia. Fox Sports will have every Socceroos World Cup qualifier, live and exclusive. And Adelaide United keep the nation's flag flying high when they take on Japan's mighty Kashima Antlers in the quarterfinals of the AFC Champions League. So take a breather. Brace yourself. We're getting ready. Are you?
Welcome back to the Al Rashid Stadium in Dubai as we await the start of the second half. So much to play for here for both teams. A crunch World Cup qualifier. Iraq just need a draw. Qatar need all 3 points to join Australia in the next phase of World Cup qualifying. Ali Al-Badwawi had a pretty good first half. These two teams with so much to play for, there's so much on the line, and they've been joined by Hussein Yasser, formerly on the books of Manchester City. He only played 1 game for them, of course, but he is known as one of the more stylish players for Qatar. Recently signed for the Egyptian club Al Ahly after playing in Portugal last season. So Jorge Fossati has got another playmaker on there to try and unlock the Iraqi defence. So we're underway in the second half. The home team here in neutral Dubai. Iraq in the white strip, attacking the goal to the right of screen. And what do you make of Iraq's first half? They're missing their talismanic captain, Yunus Mahmoud, of course. He's on the bench, but troubled by that hamstring injury.
Well, what we couldn't imagine he'd be able to recover in less than a week from a hamstring injury. It's certainly good run there down the left by Hawamullah Muhammad once again. And once again on the left, covering for his midfield, Basim Abbas, the pillar for the Iraqi side.
Confirmation that Majdi Sadiq was the man who made way for Hussein Yasser. It's Ibrahim Majed and Talal Al-Balushi. Saria, Hussein Yasser, back to Saria. Fabio Cesar trying to nick in there. Salih Sadir, cut out by Mesad Al-Hamad.
Yes, Brenton, just going back to the Iraqi first half, it seems that they are lacking a little bit of focus. Yunus Mahmoud certainly gives them that ability to draw players in, and he brings so many other players into play, in particular the wide players. It frees up Imad Mohammed, certainly, and on the right, and Hawamullah Muhammad on the left. But at the moment, their makeshift striker of Imad Mohammed, who's more comfortable out wide, but still doing a good job up front. Did a good job last week when he came on and replaced Yunus Mahmoud after 12 minutes. But quite right, just coming off an offside position there. The other player also missing at this stage is Nasher Akram. Just a couple of touches in the middle there, as we mentioned, towards the end of the first half, which is perhaps a good sign from a trending perspective.
Bashir's back heel finds Hussein Yasser. And the shot wasn't much to write home about.
Good to see him straight into the action.
His dad is a former Egyptian international, so he'll certainly be happy with his move to the Egyptian giants, Al Ahly. The UAE club, Al Ahly, actually play their club football at this ground. Here he is again, Hussein Yasser, taking on Bassem Abbas and getting the better of him for the moment. Delivers the ball to the back post is Said Bashir. Comfortable for Noor Sabri, but he's made an immediate impact, the substitute.
Another good run. Haven't seen too many players in these World Cup qualifiers go past Bassem Abbas so easily. Got a good cross into the far post. But unfortunately wasn't able to get the header down into the path of one of his teammates.
Al Balushi turns it over. Bilal Mohammed to the rescue. Well played, Mahdi Karim. Mahdi Karim looking for Emad Mohammed. Mesad Al-Hamad into the path of Said Bashir. He's dragged Salem Ali wide. And the assistant referee giving the free kick against Said Bashir. May have been for pushing off.
Has every right to feel hard done by there. Said Bashir really has toiled well. Or perhaps was it for offside, Brenton?
I think by the looks of the two players, it may well have been for the push, and that was really soft. No wonder they're shaking their heads. You could see Saria in the middle. He knew that Said Bashir wasn't offside. He was complaining about the softness of that free kick. So that's an offside flag, though, against Emad Mohammed. And he was clearly onside. There's only one other qualifier of importance tonight in Asia, and that's 150 kilometres down the road in Al Ain between UAE and Syria. UAE just need to avoid losing 3-0 to the Syrians, the surprise packet, and Syria have a 1-0 lead there, so we'll try and keep you updated with that scoreline as we find out the potential opponents of the Socceroos in the next phase of qualifying. Of course, the 10 teams will be divided into groups of 5. And I'm sure Pim Verbeek, he may still be up watching this game live and hoping Qatar can get through and that Qatar find their way into the Socceroos group. Of course, so convincing, taking 6 points off them in Group 1. And I'm sure he'd like to avoid Iraq in the next phase. Here's Al Balushi. Mesad Al-Hamad set off on the run. Not found. Here's Abbas. Kuzai Munir. Salih Sadir. Emad Mohammed. Hand on the shoulder.
Must be.
There's the offside flag up once more against Emad Mohammed.
Well, I suppose difficult to tell from that angle. But my first reaction was the tug on the shirt and possibly a penalty and a red card, or a free kick and a red card, and that would have certainly altered the complexion of the match.
Well, there is the hamstring victim, Yunus Mahmood, stretching out those hammies. Are we going to see the captain? I'm sure if they fall behind, they might call on him. The longer it stays 0-0, the more anxious the Iraqi supporters will get. They know that one false moment and Qatar could snatch the second spot here. Salih Sadir winning the free kick off Marconi Amaral. Lovely turn from Salih Sadir. Quzai Munir looking for Hawa Mullah Mohammed. It's Ahmad Mohammed taking on Bilal again.
Could it be that Yunus Mahmoud's injury last week was all part of a cunning plan from the coach Adnan Hamad? One can't imagine that they were so confident they would beat Australia that they could indulge in that sort of folly.
Had to come from 1-0 down, of course, in Tianjin to beat China. Took a lovely goal as well from Nashad Akram. Ali Rahima, he knows Sebastian Soria so well. First met in the final of the Asian Games back in December of 2006. And Ali Rahima is just another Iraqi player who's made the move to the Q League, so you'll be seeing a lot more of Soria. He's joined the Al Wakra club. Soria on the books of Qatar Sports Club, scored 17 of their 35 league goals last season. And an overzealous ball boy just affecting play there. Quzai Munir on the run. Here's Akram, loses out to Al Balushi. Good chance for Qatar on the break here. Bashir, first touch let him down, but he came again. Al Balushi down, Soria on the end of it, corner to Qatar. They just couldn't get the shot away.
A couple of very strong tackles there. The first one from Talal Al Balushi, strong on Akram, took the ball in midfield and played the attacking player into position. I think that was Soria. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite tee it up for a clean shot on goal.
Hussein Yasser, good ball into. And the free kick for a push from perhaps Marconi Amaral. Didn't seem to be much wrong with the players in the maroon shirts. It's a dicey challenge from Ali Rahima. Well played Salam Ali to get the foot in there. Clearance from Ibrahim Majed, finds Soria. Good flick on to Hussein Yasser. Switches on to Fabio Cesar. It's a big ask. Adnan Hamad getting rather animated on the sidelines. No surprise, he's a little stressed out. I'm sure he'd rather a leading goal here. The eagle eyes of Jorge Fossati trying to plot Iraq's downfall again. Great spring from Basim Abbas. Little flick from Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Salih Sadir couldn't bring it down. Lumped forward towards Ahmad Mohammed. Ibrahim Majed with the header. Hussein Yasser.
Hussein Yasser has been a welcome introduction from Jorge Fossati. Clearly has free rein both to move across the right and the left. And he's certainly trying to impose himself on this game. It's fantastic to see the player taking responsibility with the ball at their feet and looking to make something happen.
It's a meaningless corner conceded by Ibrahim Majid. And Mohamed Sakr laying down the law to his defenders. As we approach the hour mark here in Dubai. Hawa Mullah Mohammed's delivery. Straight back to him. Marconi Amaral's header. Ali Rahima, the centre half, getting forward. Good skill too. And just too much on the secondary cross. Well played, Salim Ali again, just 19 years of age. Here's Ahmad Mohammed. Showed enough of it to Talal Al-Balushi.
Almost 2/3 of the game gone. It still lies in the balance. Either of these two teams could be going through and into the draw on Friday, and still keeping their dreams alive of being in South Africa in 2 years.
Good clean defending from Marconi Amaral. Hussein Yasser, risky ball. Lovely ball from Nashad Akram. Salih Sadir with a little trick. Iraq want the free kick. Al-Balushi clears. And Ali Rahima with one out of the Bassem Abbas textbook. Here's Ibrahim Majid. Try something. It comes off in the end to Saria. They just can't fashion a good shooting opportunity.
No, they can't, and I think the desperation of both teams is showing through, which I think is perhaps even compromising their composure and control. It means so much for them to get through, both these teams. The game just a little out of control, just a little bit beyond both sides at the moment. Requires a steady head to bring some control back to the game, and that's likely to come from the likes of Nashad Akram more than any other player on the pitch.
Mahdi Karim, good ball to the back post. Hawa Mullah Mohammed, his good mate, was attacking the ball, just wouldn't sit up for him. Mohamed Sakr, the naturalised Senegalese goalkeeper. And Bilal Mohammed found Saria, who just dropped off his marker. Now Mesad Al-Hamad. Rolling it to Saria. They're affording him some space. The Iraqi defenders. A dangerous ploy. Akram. Again, Ahmad Mohammed strays offside. He's getting mighty frustrated with the assistant referee on this side. Saria. Handball against Hussein Yasser. He wants the ball played to feet. Just a little flick off the head of Mahdi Karim changed the direction of the ball. Of course, whoever bows out tonight won't have a competitive fixture for a while, because neither team has to qualify for the Asian Cup in 2011. Qatar will be hosts and Iraq will be the defending champions, of course. And yet again, the offside flag is up. Hussein Yasser this time. And that's poor when you can look right across the line. Here's Hawa Mullah Mohammed.
Well done again, Hawa Mullah Mohammed, breaking on the left. At this stage, I think he's demonstrated he's the most likely of the Iraqi wide players to create problems. But Sadir now moves across to take the corner.
Near post. Al-Balushi chested it down only as far as Haider Abdul-Amir. Classy touch from Sadir. And headed clear for another corner.
Fantastic skill there, just dinked it through the legs. There we go. Lovely nutmeg. And that touch just got out a little bit too far away from him, and he had to rush the shot in the end.
And he tries again. Off head and through to Bassem Abbas. Akram playing the 1-2. Hussein Yasser saying, I'd never touched it before it went over the line, and the assistant referee agreed. And Salih Sadir is going to make way. And Salih Sadir, more of an attacking midfielder, is giving way to Haitham Kadim, very much a holding midfielder. And no surprise, Iraq, they just need to draw tonight.
Salim Sadir had another solid game. Seemed to recall, as he did last week against China. Also substituted around about the same time last week. Did his job for the first 60 minutes. 66 in fact. Last week it was as well, before being replaced.
Al-Balushi on the move. Might have been better served trying to run at the defenders himself after the neat interchange of passing. Well played, Amaral. And Ibrahim Majid, he's got some tricks out here on the left. Here he is again, linking with Fabio Cesar.
Fabio Cesar, where has he been?
Very quiet in this second half.
Conspicuous by his absence. Almost invisible on the pitch in the second half. I can't recall us him having been involved at all. And we're almost halfway through this second half now.
Hawa Mullah Mohammed showed too much of it to Amaral. Saria. He invited the challenge from Bassem Abbas.
And Bassem Abbas has played that role very cleverly tonight, Brenton, with Saria. He's covered the central defender very closely, and a number of times got his toe in and not allowed Syria to get up any momentum to be able to take on the central defenders with his pace.
Akram takes the free kick quickly to Ahmad Mohammed, fronted by Bilal Mohammed. And good support from Mesad Al-Hamad. Here's Akram, Nashad Akram, just over. Only needs half a chance, the Iraqi captain for the night.
The most feared player in Asia, they say, and this is why. Fingertip save, I think. Hit like a tracer bullet. Yes.
Qatar thankful that Mohamed Sakir stands around 6'5". Akram comes over to take the corner. Didn't strike that nearly as well. Hussein Yasser, Mahdi Karim wants to bring him down, and that'll be a certain yellow card. Good pace shown by Hussein Yasser, and so frustrating when a player can do that. In fact, it's Haitham Kadim, the substitute, who brought him down.
Great pace. Great pace and control. He would have run 50 yards at full pace with the ball in full control.
Not sure if the fingertip save actually changed the elevation of the ball or not, whether the ball was going in from Nashad Akram. Certainly got a touch though. But now Iraq have to defend. He's been quiet, Fabio Cesar. Can he deliver one? Punch from Noor Sabri, who rolls around on the ground. He won't be getting up in a hurry. Punched the ball, didn't collide with anyone, and yet he goes down again. We just don't need to see this. And it's so unfortunate. I mean, the goalkeeper ensures that the game stops.
Yes, well, let's watch this closely and try and identify exactly. I mean, clearly he punched the ball well into touch. It was a superb punch to clear the ball from the danger area, and then he fell to the ground, and not quite sure why he's clutching his chest, but perhaps he fell awkwardly, although it's hard to imagine why. And I'm not surprised to see that that substitution. I think we're very disappointed with Fabio Cesar.
And the former Asian Player of the Year, Kalfan Ibrahim, comes on. Scored the late goal against Australia last week. And he's a quick player. Hot conditions here in Dubai. He might provide the difference here. Jorge Fossati certainly hopes so. Hussein Yasser loses out, and it breaks for Hawa Mullah Mohammed. Here's Akram. Not many teammates joining in. Eventually Mahdi Karim comes forward and lobs it into Akram. How casual is he? It's another corner to Iraq. Ibrahim Majid stays down this time. They're all getting a little tired and a little sore. Corner number 7 for the hosts.
This man's still running. Mullah Muhammad.
Gives a little signal with the eyebrows. Plants it straight on Sebastian Saria's head, though. Good trick from Haider Abdulamir. Went down trying to milk the penalty. Hussein Yasser and Bashir, can he find him? He ignores him. Eventually he rolls it to the striker. Impetus just lost for a moment. Nice trick to get away from Emad Mohammed, who tracked back in defence. Good play from Iraq to swing it across to Bassem Abbas, but his ball pretty aimless. A lot of players are walking out there. Need some of these fresh players to run at the defenders. Qatar need to get Khalfan Ibrahim on the ball. Akram winning the free kick. Well, here's a look at that penalty claim, or we were going to have a look at it. I think the referee got it right, though. Haider Abdulamir trying to...
Not worthy of a second look, Brenton.
No.
I don't think he's lucky not to concede a yellow card, I think.
Nashad Akram is free in the middle if they can just roll it to him. Here's Mahdi Karim. He goes down in the box and tried to get up again. He was caught the second time around. That'll be interesting to have a look at. Makani Amaral was the defender. No problem with the first challenge, but what about the second one? And again, the replay doesn't roll on enough. 15 minutes plus stoppage time here. Real drama coming your way from Dubai. And there's real drama 150 kilometres up the road in Al Ain. Syria lead 2-0 against the UAE. They need to win 3-0 and knock the UAE out. Here's Hussein Yasser. Bashir, it's gone in. What a moment for Qatar. The man who hit the crossbar against China has now found the top corner, and the travelling fans are going mad here. Qatar have the goal they need.
What a fantastic, fantastic goal for Qatar. Hussein on the right, on the left. Inch perfect cross. And Bashir, who's dropped out of the game in recent times, in the last 15-20 minutes, just had the delightful touch to send the ball into the far corner off the post.
Noor Sabri could only watch. And Jorge Fossati, the man who lost out to the Socceroos in the last World Cup qualifying campaign when he was with Uruguay. He's going to be a national hero in Qatar if they can hold on to this lead. They've never gone to a World Cup, and they'll be one step closer. They'll be in the pot in Kuala Lumpur on Friday night. And as I said earlier, I'm sure the Socceroos will be very happy with this result and hoping that Qatar are in that pot and that they find their way into a group involving the Socceroos.
I'm sure most teams in the Asian Confederation would be happy with this result, Brenton, after Iraq's triumph last year in the Asian Cup. But isn't this game beautifully poised now with 12 minutes to go? I can't see too many of the Iraqi players suffering injuries at this point. So I think we're in for another 12-15 minutes of real intensity, and let's see what Anan Hamad can do. Is Yunus Mahmoud? Here we go. There you go.
No surprise at all. The captain, who's been troubled by hamstring problems, it's heavily strapped. He comes on for Mahdi Karim, and listen to the fans.
And this is the biggest gamble that I think Ahmad Hanan can take. Yunus is not fit. He'll have to come off again and be replaced, and I'm just not quite sure who's left in the cupboard for the Iraqi side at this stage.
Here's Khalfan Ibrahim. Looked as though he was clearly fouled. Referee says play on. And he came past and gave Ali Al-Badwawi a spray and goes into the book.
But once again, just going back to that goal by Bashir, of course, a former teammate of Tony Popovic at El Arabi, but what a fantastic header from about 12 yards, unstoppable. And the man who created it, the substitute, Hussein.
Here's another substitute, Khalfan Ibrahim. He's got Saria in the middle, still Khalfan Ibrahim. Just got away from him in the end. And he's going to be a danger man now that Iraq will be forced to commit men forward. They came here tonight saying they were going to go for the 3 points. But as we've watched this game, it has appeared as though they've been content to play for the draw, and now it might just come back to bite them. Another look at the goal. Wonderful delivery from Hussein Yasser, and what a header from Said Bashir. Jorge Fossati, who's a very well-paid coach, can expect a little bonus if he gets them through, and Said Bashir, the goal scorer, makes way.
Fantastic. He can be very pleased with his evening's work. He dropped out of the game there for 15 or 20 minutes in the second half and just popped up at the crucial time.
A striker replaced by a defender, no surprise there. Ibrahim Al-Ghanim, the new man. Talal Al-Balushi probably had the potential to go down and stay down. That's what Saria did, but the referee said play on. The Asian champions, known for their resolve. Can they come back here in the final 10 minutes? Yunus Mahmoud on one leg, trying to track it down. Plays his club football in Qatar for Al Gharafa. His club side wanted to send him off to Germany this week for tests on that hamstring. He said, no, I'm going to hang around and be a morale booster for my national team, Iraq. He's more than a morale booster now. He's on the pitch.
I'm not sure Anan Hamad had any choice but to put him on. By the looks of things, he's still limping, he's not moving freely. And even when he knocked that ball with the outside of his foot, it didn't have any real pace on it. I'm wondering whether he's in any fit state at all to be playing, but I guess we'll soon see when he's confronted with the opportunity to actually turn on the gas and go past a player or strike a ball with venom.
Nashad Akram lets Hawar Mullah Mohammed take the free kick. Here's the substitute, Ibrahim Al-Ghanim. And that's poor. What a first touch, but he made up for it. Khalfan Ibrahim switches on for Qatar. Instead, they swing it back to Saria. Intelligent ball. Saria to Hussein Yasser. He can look either way. Hussein Yasser. Second goal would be very handy for Qatar.
Well, on this occasion, Basim Abbas wasn't there to pressure Syria to knock before he knocked that ball. And it was a delightful ball into Yasser. His strike was just wide.
Now Iraq want the game to continue at pace. How the wheel can turn. Nashat Akram. Is he going to fire one in here? Hawa Mullah Muhammad is in the road. Saria is staying down. He's learnt well from Noor Sabri.
Possibly contagious.
And this golf cart won't have done more metres in 18 holes than it's done here tonight. Let's hope it isn't an injury for Sebastian Saria.
Could possibly be the orange boots, of course.
And while the referee was away, I'm sure Akram tried to steal a couple of metres just to get closer to Mohammed Shakir's goal. Of course, the Iraqi fans in the majority here in Dubai. At the 18,000 capacity Al Rashid Stadium. Here is Akram. And always rising. Tough to keep those ones down. But there was a touch on the way through, so corner number 8 for Iraq. Hawa Mullah Muhammad. Good header from Saria, who's back on the pitch. That knee's just fine. Referee not blowing the whistle. He's letting things go here. Here's Kalfan Ibrahim. Good turn away. He's got Al Balushi. Ignored him for a while. Eventually found his midfield partner. Good play from Kalfan Ibrahim.
A little bit clumsy there by Hawa Mullah Muhammad. This allows Iraq, allows the Qatar just to slow the game down a little bit, absorb a little bit more time, and set this up.
Wessam Rishk. And just lean back on that one. Legacy of a tired player.
Noor Sabri urging on his troops.
Yunus Mahmoud got on the end of the long ball, but Iraq give it away straight away. Bassem Abbas getting frustrated.
Well, this is an extraordinary decision. Probably quite right on merit. Nashat Akram off.
And Mustafa Abdullah is the man who's come on. And Nashat Akram, the man who scored the winner a week ago in China to seemingly set Iraq up to go through from this group. Substituted. That is amazing. I wonder what the Iraqi fans will make of that one. Or will it be a master stroke from Adnan Hamad? Abdullah getting forward. Bassem Abbas gives it away. It breaks for Kalfan Ibrahim once more. Just rolls it to Mesad Al-Hamad. Iraqi players not even closing Qatar down. They're out on their feet. Bilal Mohammed eventually tamely concedes the throw-in. It'd be better served when the fresh legs of Kalfan Ibrahim is away on the break to drive at the Iraqis, try and get a second goal and kill them off.
Very animated at this point, Jorge Fossati. You can sense his prayers at his mercy right here. Adnan Hamad has played his last card, removing Akram.
Hussein Yasser hungry for the second ball. Saria just clumsy in the end.
These players are exhausted. And still they're running and jumping and competing because this is the World Cup.
Ahmad Mohammed. Well played, Marconi Amaral.
Marconi's been very solid, hasn't he?
In the absence of Abdullah Koni, he really has stood up tonight. Bassem Abbas. Yunus Mahmoud it was, trying to get on the end of it. He says, I've got the ball for Saqr. And the final minute of normal time here. How much stoppage time will there be for Iraq to try and get themselves out of a hole? And the news from down the road is that UAE, they appear safe. They've got a goal back. They only trail 2-1 now. Here's Mohamed Saqr advancing. Cries for a penalty for Iraq. It was the substitute, Mustafa Abdullah, following up. But was Yunus Mahmoud taken out illegally there by Saqr?
It's to be a fair challenge by the goalkeeper, I think. Don't think there's any claim for a penalty. Possibly Yunus Mahmoud was actually being held prior to getting into the area. That was the only infringement I spotted there, but the goalkeeper did well, extremely well.
Mahmoud was holding Marconi Amaral off, and as you say, Saqr got his hands to the ball, and as the keeper is well within his rights to go for that one.
Not quite sure how much of the ball he actually got. But I don't think it was enough to warrant an infringement for Iraq.
4 minutes of stoppage time. Has just had about another 45 seconds to a minute added to it for this stoppage in play.
And of course that's a minimum of 4 minutes. The referee also keeps time and may indeed add time to that. So I think we could reasonably expect that Iraq will have another chance in this closing few minutes. Can they take it? It'll be enough to get them through to the next phase. Is it the goalkeeper going off? I'm not sure how they can continue with.
He's back to his feet. These Iraqi fans, they're pretty quiet now. All the noise coming from that pocket of 800 Qatari fans who were flown here, all expenses paid by the Qatar Olympic Committee. And a yellow card for Saqr for time wasting.
Well, so far, this infringement occurred just before the 90-minute mark. It's now 2 minutes and 25 seconds. That's how much time has been lost here. I wonder if we'll see that added.
We'll be closer to 100 than 90, if so. Bilal Mohammed, who left the pitch, now re-enters after being patched up. Haider Abdul Amir's header. Tracked down by Abdullah. They've got to get it forward towards Yunus Mahmoud. He can make things happen even though he's on one leg. Shouts for a penalty turned down. Here's Haitham Kadim being closed down by Saria. All the Qatari players just trying to work that little bit extra now. Ahmad Mohammed beaten to it in the air by Bilal Mohammed. Here's Haitham Kadim. Ali Rahima getting forward now. Bassem Abbas back to the centre half. Haider Abdul Amir. Here's a chance. It's a tame shot in the end from Abdullah. 4 minutes we were told we were going to get is up, but as Kimon Taliadora so rightly points out, we should have at least another 2 minutes after that stoppage in injury time.
Well, the Iraqi side has now lost all its structure.
Header won by Mahmoud.
And they're adopting a style of football that we haven't seen from them, which is lobbing it into the middle of the pitch up front.
Hussein Yasser's ball finds its way to Kalfan Ibrahim. Here's Saria. Well, he went to ground when he could have played either teammate in. Qatar win the ball back in midfield, but illegally, according to the referee. The ball allowed to bounce. Soccer prepared to let it go through. He's already been booked for time wasting. It's a corner, in fact, to Iraq.
Well, this could be their last chance, Brenton.
And Noor Sabri, you'd think, would be coming forward. Hawa Mullah Mohammed's corner. Is there late drama here in Dubai? Qatar, they've done it. They're one step closer to their first appearance at the World Cup finals. They had to win today, and they've done it. Now they're in the hat for Friday night's draw in Kuala Lumpur, and Pim Verbeek and the Socceroos are no doubt hoping they wind up in Australia's group again. Australia, Japan, South Korea, North Korea, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Uzbekistan, the UAE, and now Jorge Fossati's Qatar are in the hat. 10 teams remain on the road to South Africa 2010 in Asia, thanks to this goal from Said Bashir. What a header. And the excitement all around. The Iraqi players are distraught. They haven't moved after the full-time whistle. At full-time here in Dubai, the Asian champions are gone. Iraq 0, Qatar 1.
Well, Iraq came into the game with all the momentum, having played particularly well the last few weeks in both games against Australia and last week against China, and surely had all the momentum. Qatar seem to have lost their way in recent times, particularly after the mauling at the hands of Australia last week. And yet the first half ended pretty even. Neither team dominated, neither team showed any great inclination towards winning this game. And yet the one goal that separated them was executed perfectly by Said Bashir. And look at the jubilation. Jorge Fossati, could he prove to be Australia's nemesis once again? Or will Australia prove to be his, as in previous as on the last qualification series when he was coaching Iraq. Coaching Uruguay.
What about the passion shown by these Qatari players? That replay that we saw of Marconi Amaral celebrating with his coach. The facial expression summed it all up. He was called upon to play his part in the centre of defence for Qatar. Brazilian born, of course, but he stood up tonight in the absence of Abdullah Koni, and they all stood up to give their coach a rousing reception. Jorge Fossati.
Those travelling fans are the only ones remaining. Look at them. They're jubilant.
If you missed it earlier, 800 of them were flown over here on charter planes provided by the Qatar Olympic Association and the Football Association. Here was the early chance for Ahmad Mohammed, who was offside anyway. Sarker stood up. As we wait to have a look at the final standings in Group 1. Australia, of course, topped the group. There they are, safely clear on 10 points. They could afford to lose to China yesterday afternoon and still top the group ahead of Qatar. Qatar come through this group of death. Iraq, the Asian champions, are out. And China, the great underachievers of Asian football, are also out. They have to start thinking now about the 2014 World Cup. Can you believe it? In June of 2008. But Australia and Qatar, they're in the pot for Kuala Lumpur on Friday night. You can watch that draw on Fox Sports News. But for now, on behalf of Kimon Taliadoros, this is Brenton Speed saying goodbye.
Fox Sports production.